for another session with Sam and Meko. Well, Sidebar with Sam and Meko, rather. I'm Sam. How y'all doing?
Hi, and I'm Meko.
Hey, Meko. How you been, girl?
Girl, so far so good. I'm blessed.
Good.
How
Amen.
are you
Amen.
doing?
I'm good. Likewise. I'm excited about our topic this week.
Me
We're going to
too.
touch on, we're going to talk about money.
Yeah.
Everybody needs money, you
Yes.
know, and in some way, shape, or form, it is absolutely necessary to live a decent or a great life. You know, you need money,
I agree.
you know, and I think people have it wrong sometimes. It's the love of money.
Yes.
You know, that's the root of evil.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But money is to be used to not only share with, you know, our family members, our friends. You know, I believe we're giving money to be a blessing to other people. What do you think about that?
I believe the same thing. And I'm glad you said that sometimes, because, you know, they'd be like, the money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up thinking that in my head, and I still believe that to a certain extent. But all at the same time, it's not just money. It's the love of money that gets people confused and throws people off. So,
exactly.
So I agree with you with that. I'm like, yes. So I totally agree with that part. Yeah.
Absolutely. Because when you love something like a man, you're going to do anything for it. You know what I'm saying?
What?
You're going to do anything to get it. And that's why, you know, stuff be looking shady sometimes because, you know, we as a people can love something that's used as a vehicle to get us to another place. Instead of enjoying the journey, we up here stuck on money. You know what I'm saying? And it's a sad fact. But so let's talk about making money independently and how that means different things to different people. Like for you, as a female Black entrepreneur, how do you make the bulk of your money, Meko?
Well, you know, mainly through my books. But what I do besides that is like I help my daughter. We get out, we sell. And the thing about it is we're trying to get her website together too. And then like I said earlier, like I'm gonna do more footage on me getting out here with my mask on. Cause I be at the, you know how those homeless people be at the lights and stuff.
Yeah, they be on it.
Like saying sometimes I get out there and I have my backpack with books in it and I be selling them. So, you know, so I know that it like, and then at Walmart, I done got ran off so many times. Like, so, I mean, it's just as far as the entrepreneur side of things, you just got to hustle and find some sort of hustle about yourself and you'll be okay. And if it doesn't work, it's still always great to go work for someone else. You know, there's nothing wrong with working with someone else until you can figure out a strategy for yourself. But what about you? How do you take care of things?
Well, I also sell my books on the side, but my bread and butter comes from my publishing company, First Book Club Publishing, where I help other writers, other people who would like to publish books. I help them author their books. I get them set up with their author profiles is what I call them, so that they're able to collect their money.
Yes.
You know, we strategize a marketing plan for them. So that's what I do to make the bulk of my money. I have other things that I'm doing as well, but that's the high level part of it. You know, so I you know, if I don't get out here and work, like you said, if I don't get out here and make it happen, you know, it's gonna be a problem come you know, September 1st, come October 1st, you know, because those bills don't stop.
Yes.
So
yes. So listen, so as far as everybody else, if you guys are listening, we just want to like get on here and we want to talk about finances. And that's for all skin color, Black people, white people, Asians, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because we all need money, we all need help. So if you guys have any tips on what can we do as if you're not independently working, or if you don't have your publishing companies, or if you're not writing books, like how are you getting by? Because there's so many people that has filed for unemployment and
thank God for that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's getting messed with now. So it's just like, how are you coping? You know, and there are other things that I'm doing as well, but I just wanted to put that out there because I'm doing that independently, you know.
Right.
So, and I just want people to know that it's possible for you to get things done in a different way by yourself while still having your regular job or whatever, you know. But I just wanted to focus on my books because I did that and I didn't have to depend on nobody else but Meko for that. So someone else can start your own program with whatever it is that you guys want to do. It's possible and you can do that. So, but look, Sam, I've been hearing about some other things too, though. Like people been talking about blessings. Like they be like, Meko, if you give this amount of money to get on this board, or if you do this or that. And I'm like, I don't know much about that. Like, have you heard? Because like I spoke to you about it, and you was like, well, yeah, I can explain something to you about it. I was like, well, wait, save it for the show. Save it for the show. But like, isn't there a different way that people can make money as far as blessings? Is there any truth to that as far as, I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, well, there's so many names for it. Some people call it a flower, a blessing circle, a susu. You know, there's so many names for it, but to be 100% honest, this ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing new. I think for us, you know, sometimes we're always behind the money trends.
Yeah.
But it's nothing new. I mean, you think about these different people who come over from other countries. How do they get ahead? You know, because they're already behind. You know what I'm saying? They're already behind. So what's the strategy for them getting ahead? Well, it's the same concept. They go out and they work and they put their money together. And they help each other out, one person at a time. You know, they start these pots. You put your money in. When it's your turn, you collect. You go out, you're able to now get that business loan because you have collateral. You're able to put this money down on this commercial property because you have money. You know, you're able to move, you know. So it's the same premise, I believe. And B, it works. You know, so the idea is to just put in a certain amount of money. Usually the going one right now is $500. You put $500 in, you join the flower, and you bring 2 other people in at $500. Now, there's some questions, people off top. Hey, so is this refundable? Do I get it back if it don't work? What if I put my 500 in and I can't find the 2 people to come up behind me? Yeah. Like, what's next? What are my next moves? Yeah. Well, they discussed that once you join the flower, you become privy to a whole lot more information. But the circle is really for people who understand that this concept is absolutely nothing new. They do this in Africa. They do this in Asia. Like I said, they do this here as a means for people coming over. I used to always wonder why, just for the sake of an example, why Asians would come over and they would live in one house. It'd be a gang of them living in one house, you know, and how in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, everybody's independent and on their own. Yeah. I'm like, how did that happen? And it was teamwork. It was teamwork. Yeah. It was everybody rooting for another person, you know, instead of just themselves. It's everybody looking out for the community instead of for themselves. So I'm with it. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to jump in every circle, but you know, I'm going to take a look at them and see what's going on. And especially if I could get my money back, you know what I'm saying? What did I really lose?
Yeah. So, I mean, so that's good. That's another outlet. So
yeah.
I hope you guys heard that. And if you didn't, please rewind it so you can hear it again and do some research on it, because it's going on. Because when I mentioned it, and when you mentioned it, I was like, okay, then someone else mentioned it that don't even know you.
Right. Okay.
Like,
okay.
You know what? My friend just said that and blah, 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 blah. And it was like, oh, blah. So I'm just like, wow, you know, so I'm just like, you know, so there are different ways, but like you said, do like what you say Warren Buffett said, write down your top 25 things.
That's right.
One of the top 5 things, choose one and go with that. You can do that too if you don't want to put in on the blessing pot or whatever that is. Like if you don't want to do that, so do that. But do like she said last week, if you want to look at the tapes from the last week, find something that you love to do, something that you could do in your sleep, like something that you love to do that's going to make you happy. Focus on that. Or hell, get with somebody that you trust and work for them and like, hey, how can I help you? Because I ain't got time to do all that other stuff. Let's see. Let me get in on the ground floor with you. What you got?
Absolutely.
Whatever you got.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Sam.
There's so many ways to get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna do it the same way. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. You just have to do like what you said. You have to do what's comfortable for you, what's in your range to do. Yes. I want to talk about something real quick before we check out for the day. Okay. What are we thinking about, especially as entrepreneurs? Are we thinking about our future? You know, when all of this, when we're through our prime of life, as I'm approaching, you're approaching, you know, we have some young ladies who are watching the broadcast who probably aren't quite there yet. And then maybe we have some who are older. All I'm really saying is, you know, money is good. Money is great. We need it, but we're really going to need it in our later stages. Yeah. You know, when the kids are gone, You know what I'm saying? When we're not quite able to work and get around like how we used to get around, are you thinking about your future? You know, and that's another thing as Black, sometimes we don't think about preparing for retirement, and we don't think about life insurance.
I agree.
You know, and it saddens me. It saddens me to see, you know, when things happen, especially in the news, things happen in the news, and people have to do GoFundMes. You know, they have to do fish fries. Yeah. And it's like, all of this is easily avoidable by just taking a moment and just preparing yourself and your children for their future. Anything can happen. Like, we're not guaranteed to wake up and record and be on next Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I pray as the Lord's will, but I would rather have my children and my family in a position to where, Lord forbid, you know, if I had to go meet the Maker, that they're going to be all right. And do you know that you can easily get $250,000 coverage, $500,000 coverage at about 40 years old, you know, for those who, you know, at about 40 years old, paying about almost $38 a month, depending on your health.
Yeah.
I mean, where can you get that kind of return for 20, 30 years?
Yeah.
20, 30 years. Yes, it's term coverage, but listen, what's the alternative?
Yeah.
So
I agree. And I mean, some of that is just generational stuff.
Right. You're right.
It's generational stuff to where it's just a mindset. It's like, you know,
it really
you have
is.
to put your mindset on that versus going to get some new shoes or spending that extra money on something else. So, you know, so I totally agree. That's why I don't really have anything to say behind it.
No, that's okay.
Right.
That's okay.
Focus on that's that generational stuff. Some of it is generational and some of it is not so much. You know, it's just you are in control of what you do, what you want, and what you can afford to do. So there's plans out here.
And I tell you what, real quick, like, I wasn't really, to be honest, I was 26 years old. I had already had 3 kids. I had went through my first divorce, and I lost my father. He passed away, right?
Yeah.
He passed away. I was 26 years old. Do you understand that the fact that he had life insurance, he had it hooked up, he had everything ready to go for us, and it makes a difference. Like, we didn't have to worry about where he was going. We didn't have to worry about if we could afford a casket. We didn't have to worry about any programs. We didn't have to worry about anything. And there's nothing like that peace of mind in life, you know. And then he even left us a little change, you know, afterwards. You know, all us had a little change. You know, I would prefer my dad back, hands down. Since day one. I was like, you know what, Lord, I give all this back for my father. But since it's the way they had to be, listen, I just really appreciate that my father took the time to think about his children and what he left behind. And sometimes we just have to think that way. I know some of us on the line here have actually known people who had to struggle to get it together, to get somebody in the ground or to get them cremated, or, you know, to make life decisions, you know, and it's not really fair on top of the burden, the heartbreak. You know, so we really have to, especially being independent and entrepreneurs, we really need to think about, we really need to get our financial house in order. And that starts with setting ourselves up for a better future, you know, as we get older, so that we can really chill and enjoy the grandkids or enjoy, you know, traveling the world.
Especially because, you know, now we're on the come up, and I hope we stay on that path. But a lot of times, not saying that we depend on a man or somebody else, but you can't. Even if you have a man that can take care of you, even if you have a man that you can depend on, that's good. That's fine. Keep praying. That's great. Keep on with the, you know, keep on with that, because that's a blessing, you know. So don't, you know, lose your blessing, but all at the same time, know and use your common sense. Though you still need some stream of income for yourself, that he's not giving you an allowance, or he's not, oh baby, here's my check. Okay, that's fine, but some of that check you got to put it in something. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you must take care of yourself. So all of these things that you're saying, I hope that people are listening. I know that I'm listening, because it's great advice, you know, especially for the entrepreneurs out here. We're so busy and everything else is so stressful. So it's hard to try and, you know, get something and get some steady insurance or get some this or that. So it's kind of hard to stick on that path, but it's doable.
Right. Just a little bit at a time. Start with a little bit at a time and work your way up. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing's for sure, as long as we're blessed to be here, every day we wake up, we're that much closer to, you know, to our demise. And, you know, and life goes on. and we need to be able to set up this generational wealth, this generational transfer of wealth. It starts with us. How are we gonna move it forward to the next generation if we haven't left them anything?
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too, guys. So do it, stick to it. Don't stop until you get to it.
That's right. I love it.